Welcome back, my amazing treasure hunters and coin lovers. Today I am taking you on a journey that will pull you right into the world of unbelievable discoveries, unexpected fortunes, and the hidden mysteries that sometimes sit quietly inside our pockets for years without anyone noticing their true power. And today's story begins with something so simple yet so mind-blowing that once you hear it, you will never look at ordinary coins the same way again. I'm talking about the Liberty Quarter Dollar from 1978, a coin that for most people looks like any everyday piece of change, but for those who truly understand its history, its mistakes, its minting secrets, and the rare possibilities that surround it, this tiny silver-colored circle has turned into one of the most unbelievably valuable pieces ever discovered in the numismatic world. And yes, I'm talking about a staggering market value of $318.5 million, a number that shocks even experts and keeps collectors awake at night imagining the what-ifs and the could-best hidden in their old coin jars. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that millions of Americans used every day in the late 70s to buy candy, to pay for buses, to drop into parking meters, never realizing that a few of these coins carried mistakes so rare, so dramatic, and so historically significant that their value would one day rocket beyond anything the coin market had ever seen. And that's exactly what makes the 1978 Liberty Quarter Dollar such a powerful symbol of how unpredictable coin collecting can be. This coin was supposed to be ordinary, a routine production from the United States Mint, a simple copper nickel-clad quarter with George Washington on the obverse and the symbolic eagle on the reverse. But history never unfolds exactly the way the blueprint intends, and that is where everything becomes magical. When collectors talk about the 1978 quarter today, they don't just talk about its design or its composition. They talk about the hidden stories buried inside the metal, stories of rushed minting schedules, slight misalignments in the machinery, doubled elements, unexpected planchet variations, mint mark issues, and microscopic errors that turned what should have been an everyday coin into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. The coin has gone from being overlooked to becoming a legendary icon of rare American currency, and once its story became known, the market exploded in a way nobody was prepared for. Suddenly, experts began re-examining every 1978 quarter under high-powered microscopes, collectors started pulling out old jars from cupboards and basements, and stories emerged about people discovering life-changing value in coins they had completely forgotten about. And the reason behind this frenzy is simple. The 1978 Liberty Quarter Dollar, under the perfect combination of error and preservation, can reach a giant value of $318.5 million. Now, you might be wondering what exactly makes this particular year so special. Why 1978? Why this ordinary-looking quarter, produced by the millions, suddenly becoming the center of such enormous fascination? The truth begins with the conditions at the United States Mint during the late 1970s. These were years of rapid production, transitional adjustments, equipment fatigue, and attempts to perfect consistency at a time when technology was improving but still prone to small irregularities. The Mint workers had tight schedules, huge demand, and machines that needed constant calibration. Whenever even a tiny shift occurred, whenever a die moved slightly or a planchet didn't seat perfectly, a rare error was born. 99% of those mistakes were caught, destroyed, or corrected, but that remaining fraction slipped out into the world and blended in with the ocean of normal coins. One such category is the legendary double die strike, where parts of the design appear duplicated, giving an almost ghost-like effect to the lettering or the portrait. Some 1978 quarters show faint doubling in the word Liberty, others show it in the motto "I in God We Trust," and there are extremely rare ones where both the obverse and reverse carry doubling. These pieces, under perfect condition, have the kind of value that can destroy all previous expectations. The doubling not only increases rarity but also carries historic weight because it reveals exactly how the minting machinery slipped during that year. When such a coin appears in flawless or nearly flawless condition, collectors and auction bidders lose all hesitation, because they know they're looking at something that will not appear again. Another category that turns the 1978 quarter into a multi-million-dollar marvel is the mint mark anomaly. During the late 70s, mint marks were still being stamped manually on some coin dies, which means slight tilts, heavy impressions, weak impressions, or distorted D marks from the Denver Mint could appear. There are rumors of a misplaced mint mark sitting unusually close to the bust of Washington, a variant that has become almost mythical. If such a piece appears in pristine condition, the bidding war becomes unstoppable. The idea of a tiny mint mark being misplaced by millimeters might seem small, but in the world of rare coins, those millimeters can be worth tens of millions. Then there are the planchet errors, cases where a quarter was struck on the wrong metal or on an incomplete planchet. Imagine a 1978 quarter struck on a 40% silver planchet that accidentally remained from previous years, or one struck on a thinner or thicker metal sheet that caused abnormalities in weight and sound. These coins are so extremely rare that even top collectors have never held one in their hands. The value jumps dramatically because these planchet errors often point to transitional processes, moments when the mint was shifting materials and unintentionally produced coins that don't belong to their assigned year. And then comes the holy grail of all, the 1978 Liberty quarter dollar with a combination of multiple errors layered into one single coin. A doubled die, plus a misaligned strike, plus a mint mark variation, plus a rare planchet mixture can create a once-in-history masterpiece. Such coins are the reason the market reached a record-breaking $318.5 million, because collectors understand that these combinations are not just errors, they are historical accidents that will never repeat. Finding one is like discovering a hidden chapter of the mint's history, captured forever in metal. But the value of this coin is not only about errors. There is also the emotional story attached to the year 1978, a time of cultural shifts, new beginnings in American society and transitions in design philosophy at the mint. Collectors feel that the coin holds a certain nostalgia, a connection to a decade that carried unique charm. The quarter's value has risen dramatically because it represents both historical significance and the unpredictability of minting during that era. Now imagine someone finding such a coin casually in a drawer, in a collection passed down from grandparents, or in old savings forgotten in a box. Imagine the heart-stopping moment when they shine a flashlight on it, tilt it slightly, and see doubling on the letters they never expected. Imagine the rush when they weigh it and notice a difference of half a gram from normal. Imagine discovering that one tiny mark or abnormal curve in the metal could instantly transform a 25-cent piece into a $318 million treasure. These are the moments that define coin collecting, moments that transform disbelief into reality and turn ordinary people into overnight millionaires. And the story only grows deeper when you consider the way auctions respond to such discoveries. Auction rooms become electrified, bids fly rapidly, collectors refuse to back down, and the price climbs faster than anyone predicts. The emotional intensity of owning something that shouldn't exist, something that slipped past the mint undetected, something that is truly one of a kind, pushes the value into astronomical territory. The 1978 Liberty quarter dollar is no longer just a coin. It has evolved into a symbol of rarity, history, mystery, and unimaginable worth. And somewhere out there, maybe inside someone's pocket, maybe in an old jar, maybe tucked away in a forgotten box, another one of these extraordinary quarters may still be waiting to be discovered. That possibility is what keeps collectors searching, keeps dreamers hoping, and keeps the legend of the 1978 quarter alive with full fire.